What's up, Twitch? Trying a little experiment tonight. See how it goes. Look at that beautiful pink tube. Just keep it simple. Figure out recursion. That's okay. Works. Good enough. Do you guys want to hear game sounds? Let's pipe them in. But quiet like. Quiet like. Wait. We're here. We're at the fight. Let's zerg it over. Oh, they're above me. See if I can sneak up on them. That guy was not going to get stuck. So evening, Araxis. Tonight we're trying out a new idea. Y'all should see the prompt. Planet Side 3, needed or never. In the spirit of communing, I want to hear what y'all think. I enjoy the chat and I want to take it to the next level. So you can see the badge in the top right of the screen to join my Discord. And there's a call-in voice channel. If you drop in, I'll pull you into the stream chat and we can have a talk about whether you're looking forward to Planet Side 3 or whether you're just happy to have Planet Side 2 be a thing. Or something else altogether. And I'm playing Vanu and Emerald right now. Maybe I'll make a squad. Maybe I won't, though, because I certainly won't be leading one. Need to contract out a squad leader. I saw the experience ping and I thought he was dead. I'm not thrilled with the spawn camp, though. Go find something else to do. With core could get interesting. What's with all these one-sided fights? I guess people want to win the alert. Fair enough, I suppose. What about the off-continent? Oh, there's a fight. Let's check that out. All right. Should have pulled the knife. I was lucky. Here we go. Hey, Falco. How's it going? Just like playing a bit tonight. Want to try out a new idea I have for doing viewer call-ins, but I'm not sure what it'll take to get people interested in calling in. So we're experimenting. I don't think most people really want to jump on a Discord call and talk, but I'm hoping there'll be a few people who do. How are you doing? How's your night going? I'm not sure if playing at the same time is like a way to kind of calm down the discussion and make it more relaxed, or if it's just a distraction. Whoa, where did that guy come from? You see that? Falco, you were one of the guys who commentated on that DPSO R18 match that I called out on my Twitter, right? Oh, you're here. Let me see if my overlay is working. This is exciting. Yeah, I see your thing there. Hey Falco, welcome to the
There it
stream.
is. Hi.
How's it
How are you
going?
doing?
I'm great.
I'm doing good. I was actually just on Connery like a couple minutes ago, and there's only like one battle. It's absolutely sucking over at the Bastion, so I'm like, screw this. I'm logging off.
Oh man. You ever like wish on a late night like that you could just like kind of smush Connery and Emerald together?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would
Population
probably
wise?
like hop on, like I would
Yeah.
hop on Emerald, but then it's like I'm West Coast, so
Right.
like the ping isn't exactly consistent, so it kind of sucks from time to time.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that too. I'm a West Coaster out here in the Seattle area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm over in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, so.
Word. Falco, you're the person who one of the people was commentating on that Planetside Battles match that I linked to my Twitter, right?
Yeah, no, I've been main casting for Planetside Battles for Connery for this iteration of Outfit Wars. Reltor just legit asked in one of the discords that I was in, like, hey, we need Connery casters, and I'm like, well, I mean, I could try, I guess.
Have you done something like that before?
No, I haven't. The thing that I've usually done for Planet Side is Community Smash. Like I'm one of the Community Smash organizers, and I do a
Uh-huh.
lot of like media for them in terms of like trailers and openers and stuff. Like like I do a lot of like for like their trailers, for instance. Like I'll go on ObsCam and capture stuff, but then my main thing for them is also like composing music and stuff. So like I composed like a Community Smash theme. Then Reltor asked me like, "Hey, do you
Seriously?
think you can help out with Lane Smash?" So then I made a Lane Smash theme. Yeah, no. So I'm doing those kinds of things just to kind of hype those kinds of events up a little bit more.
Bro,
So
that is sweet. I had
yeah,
no idea that there were composers in the mix.
there
Do you have
are.
like
Yeah,
like a
no.
formal
There's a
musical background, or is it like a hobby for you, or
somewhat. So I grew up in an Asian family, and as with most Asian families, your parents tell you to pick up a musical instrument, and the one for me
uh-huh.
was piano, and I just kind of took that up, and that kind of delved into other things. Once I got into high school, I became a band nerd in high school,
Word.
and I learned a lot of different things when it came to like music and stuff in high school, and then I just kind of carried that with me, and I would listen to a lot of different kinds of things, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? Like Community Smash, like I love the event, and I don't see enough hype around it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and maybe like compose something as I'm organizing alongside him, and people might like it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun doing those kinds of things where you can kind of just hype things up. And sometimes I get comments from people who I looked up to when I was a younger Planet Side lad who are like, dude, that
Uh-huh.
was so awesome. And I'm like, God, I'm actually getting recognized by people who I actually like. So
That's a neat moment, right?
yeah, it is.
I totally resonate with that. That's really cool. Well, I didn't know all that went into it, man, but and I have been like so the way that I usually interact with PlanetSide is that I will play it hard for like 2 or 3 months out of the year, and then the rest of the year I'll just let myself be off from it because I just tend to be I have this like singular like obsessive mindset generally. And so I've been off of
Yeah.
PlanetSide for a while now, and I'm really getting I feel like I'm just having a great time getting caught up. And I'll be honest, I did not know. Like I think I've seen some pill stuff over on PSP, but
Yeah.
I did not know like the breadth of all the stuff that y'all did.
Oh God. So a lot of the stuff that you're seeing with PSB is a very recent development.
Huh?
Like we have people that are coding stuff for like the overlays that we use.
I
And
love those
then like
overlays,
you also
man.
have it's insane.
Shout
And
out to whoever did those.
yeah, I'll put those names out there. So the person who did the coding for the UI, so that way like you get the points per minute, and also the little mini map on the bottom right hand corner of the
Yeah, yeah.
screen that updates whenever. So the dude's name is Infills. He's with PSB, and he does that on his free time.
Nice.
Um, yeah, so everyone in PSV has mad respect for him because he's again he cares enough for the game and the community to do stuff like that. And I feel like when it comes to like bigger quote unquote productions, I guess is the best word to use in this case,
Mhm.
when it comes to like showcasing certain things in the game, like it's those people that are working in the background that I don't think get enough spotlight. So yeah, so Infels is one dude. For graphics, I think his name is Orion. I think he's also an Emerald too. Um and then I mean like you just got all the casters like myself and everyone else just kind of riding off of their hard work.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've kind of done my own thing with Connery where I'll do like I don't see other casters do it, but I do a pretty not really in depth, but a very lengthy pregame, usually about 10 minutes worth of pregame where I kind of go into like each outfit's like numbers and also like some things that I've noticed because I have been casting throughout the whole season, so I kind of have an idea as far as like what each outfit has done and what they need to do to win certain matches. So I'll go ahead and post my 2 cents in there, kind of as like a almost like a sports analyzer kind of a thing. And then yeah, and that's literally just all through PowerPoint. So
Hey
so
man, if you
yeah,
got those skills, you put in the work.
yeah. So
I love
yeah,
the
there's
pregame
that.
stuff. that stuff so floats my boat. I feel like that kind of content is so important to getting people to care about a competition, about a result, you know?
Yeah. Well, for me, when I started doing this whole casting thing for Connery for Outfit Wars, like I didn't want to just be like any other like PSB caster, and I don't mean this as any disrespect to them. I just kind of want to kind of come off as being a little bit different. I
Okay.
look up a lot to like I look up to like Farah, who is like extremely intelligent when it comes to the game and stuff like that. So I'll do stuff like, you know, like this is how this works, like the last system and stuff. But like for me, when it comes to like sports commentary and casting, I watch a lot of wrestling, and when it comes to like pro wrestling, it's all about the storytelling. So like
Yes.
I'm all about like, hey, if you want to put somebody over, do it. If you want to make someone look like the bad guy, do it, because
Yeah.
it's all just going to be a developing story the moment that, you know, something happens.
Yes.
So
Yes. The story becomes the
so I'm all
reality.
exactly, and I'm all for it because it just makes it so much more fun to watch. So yeah.
That is that is sweet. That is beautiful. That is something that I love to hear. Uh,
Yeah.
so it sounds like that approach is you feel it's somewhat unique in the community.
In a way, because the thing is that I when I watch the other casters, like they'll get their streams up, at least for PSB anyway, not necessarily like looking at like Sirius or Archie. Like they do their own thing. They're like their own
Yeah.
independent casters and stuff. But
Right.
for PSB in particular, like you'll see like the casters get their streams up within like within like 2 minutes before match start. Whereas for me, like I already got mine up within like 20 minutes beforehand because there's all this pregame that I want to talk about.
Right.
And also in addition to that too, there's a thing with PSB where, you know, you do kind of have to be careful as far as what you say on stream, because you know, the PSB is kind of looked at as like a as like a as like an organization, like a quote unquote professional organization that
Yeah.
like organizes all these different events and stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just kind of like, you know, I get that, but at the end of the day, I'm actually not PSB staff. I volunteered to do this, so I'll kind of stretch it as far as I can. So, um, so when it
I get
comes to
it. So
stuff
like
like,
when you're on PSB
yeah,
stream, you're speaking for PSB. So it isn't just you and your thing, but you're also trying to bring your own flavor to it. Sounds like.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of that approach. I think that's very cool. I haven't watched a lot of the other PSB casts, but wrestling, huh?
Yep.
How long have you been a fan of wrestling?
I've been on and off. My story with wrestling is actually very funny. Because I actually kind of I grew up watching Attitude Era, but a lot of it is like lost in my memory because it was during a time in my childhood where I just had a hard time conceptualizing things in general.
Hmm.
And the most that I can remember from my childhood when watching wrestling was that my grandma at the time, so she was an immigrant, and so when she came over here, the one thing that she really clicked with was WWF, and her
Huh,
favorite wrestler was the Undertaker. And there was a rule in the household where you could not tell grandma the Undertaker was a fake thing. So
that's funny.
um yeah, so then a lot of the times it would just be me and my grandma, just like we're just like, you know, watching WWF and Undertaker doing his thing with the Ministry of Darkness and all that stuff. And you know, and then I stopped watching wrestling after a while because my grandma died, and there was like, okay, well, I don't know what channel to look for it. You know, this was back where we, you know, we didn't even really have internet, so we couldn't look stuff up.
Yeah.
So so then I got back into watching wrestling like in what, maybe fourth grade, and then I stopped watching it. And then recently I heard about AEW, and that got me hooked right back into it. So there you go. And then also like what, last year Undertaker retired, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm interested. I want to see kind of where it's kind of what has occurred in the wrestling world ever since I haven't really been watching it regularly. So
Cool.
yeah, that's just my thing
I
with
know
that.
nothing about it, but it sounds like it's a family thing, which is adds another layer to
It's
it for you,
kind
I'm
of a
sure.
family thing, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, hey man, what's your I don't know if this is how I'm gonna do it, but I have a prompt up on the screen. PlanetSide
Sure.
3, need it or never. Do you have a perspective on it? What do you want? What do you want from PlanetSide 3, or do you care about it? The idea.
My thing with Planet Side 3 is that I feel as though it would be nice to have, but I think what's more important is making sure that the Planet Side 2 community it remains to be a thing that stays tight, because ultimately when it comes to PlanetSide, it's the community that kind of makes it.
Right.
Yeah, like you got the devs that put in all their hard work and stuff, but it's the community that makes sure that it doesn't die. So it'd be great to have a PlanetSide 3, but so long as PlanetSide 2 is taken good care of, there isn't exactly a need for PlanetSide 3. Really, like if there was going to be a PlanetSide 3, it would mainly just, in my opinion, it would probably just look like PlanetSide 2, but with a lot less, less glitches, better performance and stuff like that. More
Modernized,
optimized.
etc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's basically what it would look like. Which, in essence, we already kind of have that. Is just not as optimized as we would like it, given certain conditions, obviously, because trying to cram 300 people into one map is kind of ridiculous. So
Yeah, I think one of the really interesting retorts to the idea of PlanetSide 3 is what would people even want from PlanetSide 3? Like, if you want more
exactly, I
PlanetSide
don't
2, like, I mean, there's room for
just
more
play
stuff in this
PlanetSide
game.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah, PlanetSide 2 is a more developed game, like in terms of all the features that it has. And for what it's worth, like it's just a case of, if you're gonna get PlanetSide 3, it's just gonna be a modernized version of PlanetSide 2 with better graphics and
yeah,
other things. I don't see how it's gonna be any different.
yeah.
So
I also appreciate your emphasis on, well, like, if the community is not going to come along for it, then no. If you can
yeah,
get the community on board for it, then that's the trick.
yeah, and I saw you on Sirius's stream a couple of hours ago,
Yeah,
and like, is the community, it's hard to get the community to be united on stuff when it comes to devs pushing out content. So like trying to get people to hop onto PlanetSide 3, like there's gonna be some kind of backlash if there's certain things that they don't see.
right,
That
right. Like, I
so
look at
it's
like Overwatch 2 coming out, and there's so much cynicism in that community about Overwatch 2. I think about how's it not
yeah,
going to
I
be
mean,
just a mere cash grab, right? Something like that.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't really know too much about Overwatch, but like I look at like the PlanetSide arena back a couple of I think it's been a year now. Holy crap, it's been a year.
Has it been a year?
And I think it's been a
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I get. Damn, time
And
flies. Okay.
the whole thing where that was supposed to be it was supposed to be a cash grab of sorts, because that was Daybreak's way to get into the battle royale scene and try to get people from that genre. And it's just kind of like, it flopped, because you're taking a niche thing and putting it into like a genre, and it becomes even more niche. Like I mean, look, I'm not a game dev. I don't do this shit for a living. I don't know, but yeah, no, just kind of going back to it is just trying to get the community to just agree on being happy about certain things is just I don't want to be put in that kind of a position that
It's a never-ending battle.
So
Never-ending
exactly, it
battle.
is. And it's like, what can you do when you're put into a professional position where you can't exactly throw back with the same intensity? So
Yeah, that's an interesting. I heard you make that comment on Sirius's stream,
yeah,
and like I think I think I responded, but there's a lot there because um I one of the phenomena I've become really captured by is how asymmetrical the a game story is on social media versus more traditional kind of publishing channels, where you really
hmm,
see the streamers, the gamers, the Reddits really in control of the message of of a game, and um really it's a different kind of era where more than ever you can't just make the game that's in your head. You also have to please the community while you're making the game. It sounds very
hmm,
fucking hard, man. It sounds really
yeah,
hard to
no,
make a
I
game in that way. Like if you can make a game like behind closed doors, right out and say, "Boom, here's our awesome game. Here's Apex Legends. You're gonna love it." Like, fine. But if you're gonna be like, I'm gonna make a change to the game you already love, and everyone's like, no.
Here's a thing that sucks about it though, is that you don't see any other game like Planet Side 2. Like legitimately the thing with, and there was, I think Shockter kind of talked about it, and I'm just
Yeah,
gonna kind of reference, I'm gonna reference his whole thing with Outfit Wars in here when I'm talking about this, is that with Outfit Wars it's interesting because when people talk about like their opinions about Outfit Wars, it's their take on what Outfit Wars is supposed to look like, not
right.
exactly what the devs not exactly what the devs originally intended for it to look like. And it's kind of like when you take when you take that into account, when you look at Planet Side, people really just make Planet Side about what they want it to look like. Like if people want to be like, if they want to be the Sky Knight, they'll just be flying air the entire time. If people want to just be on the boots the entire time, you'll just see people be infantry the entire time.
Uh,
For me, when I first started, for me it was a case of, hey, I'll just be the platoon lead the entire time. I went from BR 18 to like 60 just being a platoon lead. So like it's, when it comes to Planet Side, it's hard to please people in my opinion because people look at it in the way that they want it to be. So
mhm.
when you're changing something that they like, it's almost as if they're taking it personally.
Yes.
You're taking away something that they've always had, and and the devs are saying, "No, we can make this better," when you're all like, "But I like it how it is."
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough job to take on that challenge. We saw the call out from the community today, spearheaded by
Maelstrom?
Maelstromius?
Yeah.
Maelstrom.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I still
Maelstrom.
don't know how he wants his name to be pronounced. I feel kind of dumb about that. But and Rail actually jumped out and said, "Hey, like we're here, everything's still going, but uh, it kind of sucks right now." It's kind of the impression I
Yeah.
got, which I get,
Yeah.
man. I've been there. I've actually worked through a period in my own job where we had a surge in demand coincide with losing half of our team, and holy shit, that was hard to deal with and to put a paint a good picture to people who you couldn't reveal the dirty laundry to, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, I
while
get
being
that too.
honest.
Like I'm uh-huh.
Sorry, I was just finishing this sentence. Nothing to add. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, no, like I feel that too, because like I'm actually working at a job right now where because of the human malware situation that we have, um there's just been this whole thing of we're not able to keep as many people as we'd like, while at the same time we are seeing a higher demand in our workload, and it's just kind of having to meet that higher demand with less people. And
Right.
the thing that sucks is that you also have people that are, that are coming into I work at a lab, so it's like, yeah, people that are coming into the office, and then you have people that are also working from home, and there's just like this disconnect between the what happens in the lab and then what happens like as far as like stuff that gets done at home. And then when you take a look at least for instance, like with game development, I can't even imagine, because I feel like, you got everybody doing their own thing at home, and it's like, how exactly are you supposed to coordinate that when everybody's like delocalized and not in like a central location where people can discuss things um in person? So, and then on top of that, with Rogue Planet, obviously they don't have the manpower anymore, at least it feels like anyway. So, with all those responsibilities are being placed on people like Rel, for instance, like he's like the face of Rogue Planet, on top of having to do all
Hmm.
these other things. And and it's like, it's almost as if it's almost as if he feels as though he has to take up those positions because he's a recognized face in the community and people go to him for it.
Hmm.
It's because like he used to be a YouTuber for Planet Side 2. And so it's like, okay, well, because these people know me, I'm kind of the bridge between the community and the dev team, even though that might not even be his job.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. It's difficult.
Yeah, there's a de facto responsibility there. This point that Sirius made, I heard it make, is that even if you have a whole staff of community managers and people on Reddit and on Twitch and everywhere else, people are still going to go to Rel.
Yeah.
because he's always going to be
Yeah.
the YouTuber who ascended to be head of the development team, and
Yep.
no one's ever going to forget that. It's certainly unique.
Yep.
You made another point about working from home, and actually, before I actually get to that, I need to pass on a message from Trulius, who
No, I saw his
who
message.
wants you to know, and for the whole stream too. Apparently, you're a schlub, so
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, but yeah.
hopefully, it's not a racial epithet I don't know about yet.
I don't know, but
Twitch will let me
Trulius
know.
is he's co-casted alongside me for Connery. So
Oh, word. Was he on
yeah.
the one that I linked out on Twitter?
I yeah,
Because
that was him.
R18. Oh, this guy's killed me every time. Okay. Um, nice. Okay. Rapid wants me to check out a PowerPoint. Y'all, I'm trying. Should I check this out?
It's the thing where there was a investor that bought into Daybreak. I don't know if you heard about that. EG7.
Yeah, I'm aware of EG7, but I haven't seen this.
Yeah, I haven't seen this either.
It's worth looking at if you haven't already. Wow, it's quite long. Okay. This is like okay to show on stream, right? This isn't like some private thing. It's 42 pages. Probably not going to go over this on stream right now.
Faber looked at it. So
interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably try to break this down on my Monday show. I need some time to go over it first, though. That's cool. Thanks for sending that, Rapid. Hey, if any of y'all in chat wanna hop in and join in on the call-in train, feel free. ! Discord, and just jump in the call-in channel to register your interest. I'll pull you in. But continuing where we left off from, you were saying about how going to working from remote is such a challenge. It's something I completely relate to. I do professional services. My team builds custom software. And I'm fortunate in that most of our projects are actually really only delivered by a single consultant for the most part. It's rare when we actually have to have multiple consultants on a job. And that is hard to do work from home. That is hard to coordinate. We went from being in an office to doing work from home about a year before the pandemic. And I don't think we've ever really recovered, to be honest. So when you go from doing something with single person projects to doing something like a video game, I can't even imagine the complexity and how much that impacts the overall process.
Yeah. And then also you're losing key guys on top of that too. It just makes it so much harder.
Yeah. Yeah, and you made a point about like the size of the team. It is really interesting how losing just the regular communication we were getting from Andy, who like I feel like in 2020 he was such a critical part of like the heartbeat communication we were getting, where he would just be like, "Hey, there's a server issue. We're working on it." Like posting on a Sunday night, and he just pop up every once in a while, deliver some random simple thing that was timely, and it was like, "Oh yeah, like this thing is going. This machine is churning forward." You really felt the momentum. And when there's been the delay to what's it called? The campaign, which looks like it's going to be now delayed for like 3 months from when it was originally planned. And
the
Outfit Wars
campaign thing.
Oh yeah, the next with the construction site.
The chapter.
Oh, yeah.
The
next campaign chapter. It's interesting to watch the community's reaction. I saw someone in the Reddit thread say something like, "It feels like RPG is back down to like the same size team that they had before the surge, like during the PSA in previous era, when we know from Rel's story that there were really only 2 or 3 people working on the game full time, and that's a scary idea. Like, would we even know if that happened?
I don't think we would know because like they keep a lot of that like super private. I don't think really anybody who plays the game quite understands like how much responsibility like each person in the team has to take up to actually, make sure that the game's developed correctly, at least
Hmm.
in terms of like keeping it up. Um, and it's just like the the amount of people that they even have on the team to begin with, like it's super nebulous. Like you don't even know. Like, and that's another thing too. So Rapid just said if they publicly share how many people are on
Yeah.
the team, it'll hurt sales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it's not in their interest to share it, except in as much as the community buy-in's concerned. Because, like, I think that they were pretty happy to share, hey, like, we have 30 people on the team now. So it's kind of the department where if it's good news, they'll give us the specific, like, you can expect to hear, but if it's not good news, you kind of have to be
you
the
won't hear it.
sleuth. So when you go into a situation where you lose a couple of key people who were communicating, which looks a lot like the way it looked when there was no one working on when there was a very light staff on the game. I mean, it's a fair question to ask. If and it's a scary for me, it was a scary realization because I hadn't gotten there yet in my thinking to be like, wow, is this really like is shit really going wrong behind the scenes we don't know about? And it was really good to have Rel pop up and kind of address it. I think that definitely calmed me a bit. But we're gonna have to see all those sentiments really pay off, I think, for the community to continue the additional trust that I feel like has really been placed in the team since, honestly, the game's kind of gone back into redevelopment in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, and I'm gonna cover it on my show on Monday. Um, but yeah. Well, anyway, Falco, thanks, man, for jumping on. Um,
Yeah, dude. I just saw that you were here by yourself. I'm like, oh, I wonder what he's doing. And I saw your stream go up. So I'm like,
dude,
oh, he's
that
probably gonna stream.
that first person who just jumps in and talks to you on the stream is the most important person on the stream. Absolutely, like
Yeah.
bar none.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Like I tried to stream before. I'm like, okay, if there's one person, I have to be entertaining for that one person. I gotta
Yeah,
keep them.
yeah, definitely. Um, what do you think of the Colin thing that I'm trying here? Do you think it's a good idea? Think the community would dig it?
I mean, I think it's cool,
You're here.
but
I
that's
mean,
just me. I mean, like if people think it's cool, I think they'll hop in. So,
sure.
um, yeah, I mean, it's if people like talking about these kinds of things, then yeah, I think it's cool, and I think if you have, if you spread the word around that, you're doing this kind of a thing, and you try to give people like a platform where they can kind of share their ideas
Hmm.
and like
Hmm.
just kind of freelancing it, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. The idea is like,
yeah.
well, the thing that I love is talking to people.
Hmm.
And as much as I like the show I've been doing on Mondays, like I actually do really like it. I like talking in the chat. Like it's different when you're talking to a person. You get to go into a different level of detail. I learned about you that you like this wrestling. The way you do the cast comes from a love of wrestling, which
Hmm.
comes from growing up with your family. And I think one of my overall like, if I had a mission with the content that I'm doing, it would be to humanize us
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, no, that's a cool thing to do, because like you have all these like community leads in Planet Side, and it's like, for me anyway, when before I became like a community smash org, like I looked at all these dudes like Hail Out or like Corliss and stuff, and I'm like how how do I like even like approach these guys if I have like a problem, like because it's just kind of
Yeah,
like you see that you see like their role or on Discord or whatever, you see all the things that they're doing. I'm like, damn, well, I mean, they're off doing their own thing. I don't
yeah,
know how to even get their attention to begin with. But then it's like once you actually start to get to know people, it's like, oh, they're just human like everyone else. So
just people.
um
Yeah,
yeah, they're just people.
cool, man. Well, anything else you want to talk about? Well, I got you on the phone.
um no, not really. You're doing a great job with your streams, bud.
Thank you,
um
thank you.
it's great to see you play the game, because like every a lot of the videos that I see that are uploaded to your channel just looks like you just talking, and it's like, there's I have an opinion with not some casters, some people on in the community who talk more about the game more than they play it, and I just feel as though they should play the game more,
Yeah.
so that way they can actually like redevelop or develop a love for the game like all of us, and kind of get into it like all of us. So
Yeah, there's a level of
yeah,
credibility
no,
that comes from playing the game. You just can't duplicate it. And there are some people
yeah.
who are never going to take me seriously until I have a 5 KD. So there's like
I mean,
you have to figure out where your diminishing returns kick in.
dude, I mean, if there's people who give a crap about you having a 5 KD, they're not rapping, I swear to God. But look, dude, if you got if people who are telling you got to get a 5 KD, I don't think those are the people that you exactly want to hang out with. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm navigating it all on the fly. I'm having a great time with it though. I love this game and I love this community. It's really fun to give something back.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, good talking to you, Falco. I will be tuning in for. Who are you cast? Are you casting someone this weekend?
I'm not doing tomorrow. I'm actually out of town tomorrow, but I will be doing the grand finale next weekend, and I'm trying to make it like big, at least for the gold match.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
What's the
Obviously,
plan?
I don't know who exactly is in the gold match, but no, I'm trying to do like video packages for each outfit.
Oh,
so
nice.
like I'll go into ObsCam and like capture like videos of them doing stuff, and I'll put some like cool background music to it as well. I'm trying to compose a song for like PSB Outfit Wars, and like do an opener for that too. So I'm trying to give it like a Super Bowl kind of a feel. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it right, but I really want to do it.
I know I was trying to outro you, but I just thought of one more thing.
Okay.
If you want to stick around for a second, and if you want to go, it's fine too.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
But
I got all the time in the world.
I got super I fell back in love with a game I used to play competitively in the early 2000s called Team Fortress Classic. The predecessor to Team Fortress 2. And a bunch of people who I played the game with like 20 years ago, like I used to like practice and schedule league matches, and it was super like,
oh jeez,
it was like
yeah,
really fun. I was in high school and college doing that. I led a clan for 3 years. It was just way too much effort and way too much fun, but this community got back together and decided to make a beer league just for fun, to say, hey, like let's play some games. It'll be fun. And immediately I was like, people are going to want to see this on Twitch. They're going to want someone to cast it. I'm going to cast these games. And so I jumped in and I started casting games, and I came up with overlays and worked with artists, and I got some sound assets, and the whole thing you're talking about, the pregame where you're building up the story, like I would do that. And I would bring in people from the community to do commentary with me too, like multiple POVs. Like I was hitting it hard because I wanted to do what you're talking about, which is make it the story, make it the entertainment experience, not just show the game, but like kind of create an experience that you could only watch by getting all that extra context and value. So I just wanted to say, like, I've been there, and it was a much smaller thing what you guys at PSB are doing, like much smaller scale, but I love it. I love all of it, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in this weekend.
Yeah, no. For this weekend, we have Trulius and Haley who are going to be doing casting, and then there's also gonna be some other guys there as well. So, yeah, no, they all do a great job. So definitely tune in for those guys, and also the other servers as well, like Emerald and all that jazz. So
yeah,
they all do a fantastic job.
And that's at twitch.tv/PlanetSide Battles. You all have multiple channels, right?
There are multiple channels up, just so that way we get full coverage of all the matches, because obviously you have certain conflicting times. So there's PlanetSide Battles, so twitch.tv/PlanetSide Battles, and then there's PlanetSide Battles 2. I think it goes all the way to 4. So
yeah. What about you? Do you have your own personal thing that you do, or you mostly just do it through PSB?
No, I mean like every once in a while, like I'll just go on Twitch, but like I mean I don't really have much of a Twitch following to begin with, and I don't like do it often to the point where it's like I've there's no point in me like plugging it or anything because I just don't do it often. So
All right.
yeah, no, but I mean if there's people that want to just like chill whenever I have my stream up, I'll just plug it right now. It's twitch.tv/FalcoArnold. There you go.
Word. There it is. Boom.
Yeah.
Follow, like, subscribe, smash, do all the things.
Yeah, all click all the buttons. Just click all the
Yeah.
buttons. Do I have a premium snap? I do not have a premium snap, but I'm working with Haley right now to get a OnlyFans set up. You heard it here first. There you go.
Beautiful. Love it. Thanks, Falco. Good talking to you, dude. Have a
Yeah.
good night.
Yeah, you too, man.
That was FalcoArnold, wrestling fan and Connery caster with Planetside Battles. Good stuff. Good stuff. So y'all see the question on the prompt. If anyone else wants to jump into the stream and talk to me about Planetside 3, the call-in queue is currently empty, so you would be first up. Or we could just sit here and watch me get headshot, which is also has some entertainment value, I suppose. Deeg blasting fools, man. It is, my aim is slowly coming back to me, but it is slowly coming back. I got your back, bro. So one of the things that Lex likes to keep reminding me of is that if you cannot find those the word he would use is shitter, I think. If you cannot find the shitters, then you're one of them. So that's motivating me to improve. It's too late for you to call in, but you'll say what you'd love a PlanetSide 3. There's not enough of an audience outside of PlanetSide 2 community that would play it. PSA was an indicator. You can comment on all the train wrecks, but at the end of the day, it just didn't bring people from the outside. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that you said some truth there. It's definitely pretty easy to point to. So it's tough with PlanetSide Arena, right? Because there were two major hobblers. First was the the imperative to roll out Battle Royale first, and the second was Apex Legends. It's almost a little too difficult to guess what the reception would look like if neither of those things happened. But it's a fun mental experiment. I suppose one of the only reasons people even mention PlanetSide 3 anymore is because of Andy Seitz bringing it up in his letter a year ago. Oh, fuck. The Soviet ambassador, is that how I just TK'd? Yeah, when I think about what I'd like to have from PlanetSide 3, if such a thing were to exist, I think about a lot of things I'd like for PlanetSide 2, like to have some competitive side modes be integrated with the core game in some way. I'd love to have better broadcasting tools. I'm sure Falco would love that too. And y'all here in the chat who are with the PSB crew, Trulius, Haley. See if I can sneak around here. Oh, I got him. PlanetSide 2 is like a car. Nice working car. Don't drive it much. Only a few thousand miles, so it feels silly to get a car that'd be marginally better. Won't be driven as much still. Well, the cool thing about a sequel, I'm thinking about this some more. The cool thing about a sequel is that you get a marketing surge and you get a chance to bring in new players. Like, I'm not sure how hooked in some of y'all are with like more traditional MMO type games, but one of the things I've really noticed is the power that an MMO expansion has in bringing in new players in a way that no other content for those games can. I remember thinking about Escalation as a sort of expansion, but it doesn't have the same attractive power as, like, say, a WoW expansion or an ESO expansion. There's something about it, about the promise of new systems, new areas to explore, new progression. It takes something like that to really attract a lot of new people. And I wonder what something like that could look like for PlanetSide. And PlanetSide 3 would certainly be that, but it also would be a lot more. So, like, even if PlanetSide 2 just kind of like had a big content drop and then did a subtle rebrand, they could achieve maybe what they would need to achieve from PlanetSide 3. Like, you do PlanetSide 3 in PlanetSide. What? Am I lagging? No, that guy was lagging. What? Why is everyone standing still? So, for those who were here for the Falco conversation, do you guys think it would be better to do these call-ins like I'm happy to have my camera on and have my face on and everything like that. Like, I thought it might be cool to have like a more podcasty like experience with like the camera off and just some music playing. But I don't know, maybe having my camera turned on is better. Any opinions? Oh, that was poor tracking. You just have to realize MMO gamers only attract MMO players. And those players don't fit in the game as much as they could because of FPS. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still think that a game like PlanetSide can learn a lot from what MMOs do well. Yes, camera, you like this. Okay. Okay. I would just hate for like the game, like me playing the game, like to the aesthetic that I want is like chilling with your homies, you know? Like you're fragging out and you're just talking about life, about planet side, about whatever. Like I don't want people to feel super on the spot, like as if I was doing like like an interview or something like that. That's why I thought playing the game would be good. It also gives me a chance to get in some more planet side hours, which I'm always thirsting for. It very much it matches that. Thank you. Well, I'm really pleased to hear that. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Man, I didn't hit that guy at all. What's my KD? 1.59. Oh, not good. 86 kills in 70 minutes, though. It's okay KPM. That guy with all the pipes in his name. What's the word when you make an account as a really skilled player and just re-roll? Is it Smurf account? It's basically B-roll. Yeah. Yeah. Barcode is the name. That makes sense. Is that an actual person or is that just a re-roll like I was positing? Where is this guy? Alt is usually what you call them. Yeah, yeah. But there's like a specific term like if you play a competitive game that has an MMR and you want to kind of work on a new strat or new approach, you make a new account with a fresh MMR and you just work your way up. They call it like a smurfing account. Or if you just like stomping noobs. Oh, that guy killed me through a wall. Do not like. Okay, maybe I'm misreading the situation. I hit him a couple times that time at least. Oh, that guy got me to 1 health. You can't beat the good aim if you can't aim yourself. Oh, my Sunder is almost dead. Let's fix that. Let's get the music going again. Cloaker somewhere. Night, Rapid. Have yourself a good night. My pleasure. Thanks for joining the conversation. Did I just imagine it, or was there someone standing there? I think I imagined it. Got him. That felt good. That felt so good. No, my spawn. All right, this gotta go under. Drop behind. I'm not gonna win that. Do I have an idea for my next show yet? Well, the idea for the weekly show wasn't originally to do Planet Side all the time, but I've been having such a good time with it. I will probably at least do 2 more of them that are focused on Planet Side to line up with the last 2 weeks of Outfit Wars. I'm considering continuing to do that and busting off a piece of dedicated Planet Side content, but I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. That's kind of why I'm demoing this call-in idea. But I think for the next show, topics that would be good to cover would include certainly the Reddit happenings of today, with Rel posting an update from the team. I think that'd be really good to talk about. I do want to do some follow-ups from last week about the coverage I did of Hydra and Soltech. Those disqualifications. And beyond that, I'm not 100% sure. Usually the show falls together like the night before. And I try not to put too much pressure on myself to get it all figured out too far ahead of time. Because if I do, then by the time I get to showtime, like there's been a couple of days of events I need to add in. So maybe let's not take the Sunderer right next to the spawn room. Just wing it. Just wing it, bruh. I mean, I can certainly wing it. And one of the lessons I feel like I'm really learning from this past week is how to talk about community dynamics without disrespecting anyone. I kind of feel like there's a chunk of people from the community that feel disrespected by some of the stuff that I talked about this week. And I feel pretty sad about that. Um, I mean, I'm perfectly willing to crack a few eggs to make an omelet, but if you're not, if there's no reason to crack more eggs than you need, you know. So that's one of the things I want to be more deliberate about. It's warranted to call out toxicity. Yeah, I think that like the trick for me is to, because for me just calling out the toxicity is not where I want it to end. I Because I think that toxicity is not like an endpoint. It's like a cul-de-sac that you can back out of. So jumping over that guy never works. Note to self. Like I feel bad about how I characterized Gresham a little bit. The person from Hydra who Shocked interviewed, I don't think I did a very fair job of assessing what I heard from Gretchen. Someone here? Must be above. Getting to the core of something important. Yeah, I think so too. I guess the question I'm asking is like, can I be more skillful in getting to that core in a way where I cause less human damage? Because one of my big goals is to humanize every side of the problem. And I would hate if I make a point at the expense of dehumanizing someone. To me, that would be a net loss. At this point, like I'm just getting farmed. Most of these guys are quite a bit better than me. And one of the things, Henry, too, that I'm giving a lot of thought to is like, what's important to get out of this planet side exploration that I'm doing? Because I think there's very clearly an appetite, at least some appetite, for the type of content I'm doing within the community. And I see that there's a possibility for me to lean into that and like become like a planet side creator, a planet side streamer. And I think that there's some real advantages to that, especially with the type of stuff that I like to do, where I'm kind of person and community focused. This feels risky. And it was. But I also, part of my fear in like pigeonholing myself too hard also is really mitigated by the realization that, I mean, this really is like, I think, a a community that has so much of the important things worth exploring. And the only real disadvantage in exploring those things in this context is that there's a maximum stage size that correlates to the success of the game. I mean, I'm nowhere close to that max, but I could see eventually getting there. And I wouldn't want to feel like I couldn't continue to explore my interests. Um, which are kill. There, that feels good. The community really needs a reasonable person like me. Oh, thank you. I think there are a lot of reasonable people, actually. It's just hard to channel that. Man, those NC LMGs, so brutal. Like one headshot, and it's just like, might as well just give up. Oh my god, there's a lot of Planet Man up here. It's one. It's one. How are there more Vanu at this base? But everywhere I go, there's more NC. Actually, I guess they're more NC now. Wow, my last bullet. Gaming. I think I'm gonna probably need to go check in on my lovely wife, which may mean the end of the stream. Maybe. I got a few more minutes, though. Shit. Where is this light assault? Oh boy. Give her a big old smooch. That's the idea. Oh, I should let that guy detonate. I feel bad about blue balling a fellow light assault out of their C4. Where'd all the NC go at this fight? He has no idea where I am. I love that feeling. Oh, here they are. All right. See, I think what I'll probably do. I don't know. Should I do the Collins at the end of my next weekly show, or should I keep the Collins as something separate? I'm leaning towards something separate right now. Also, I have about 5 minutes before I need to go give my wife a big old smooch. Okay, the cavalry has arrived. Look at this. All the people who just took Amarish. This is a good fight. Shame. You watch and listen either way. It's good to know I got you, Henry. You've been along this ride for a while with me now. Okay, I got about 10 minutes. Ever since the Rel interview, yeah. Sounds right. It's sub-lapse, though. Ah, if it works for you and if you want to, sub. And if it doesn't, it's all good. It really is. I consider subs to be just gravy. Just wait for people to participate more if they want to. You to catch the PlanetSide Forever stream. Oh yeah, that was a while back. That was almost a year ago now. Speaking of, the next PlanetSide 1 anniversary is coming up in a couple months. I'm already having some early discussions with the PS Forever guys about covering it again. I think I might try to do something a little bit more produced this time. Maybe. We'll see. I might just play. Hellion? What does this Hellion do? Let's go. We just stomping. Is that what we're doing? Unfortunately for this guy, I can't aim. I might try to get some outfit mates in. That would be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool to get some. I mean, there are a whole bunch of PlanetSide 1 vets lurking around the PlanetSide 2 community. It shouldn't be hard for anyone who played the game back in the day to jump in. And okay, so this is the only fight we have, and we're not getting any resistance from the NC because they got a massive fight over at Waterson's. Lucky for them. Yeah, PlanetSide 1's a good reminder, I think. I actually just saw a post on Reddit talking about how they're getting fights going most weekday nights, which is very exciting to me. I might have to actually check in on those and see how those are going. I don't need a lot of planets I'd want in my life to be satisfied, but like a little, it's just nice. Okay, what can we do? It would be fun. I guess we just gotta wait for all these bases to fall over. The Traverse, Matherson's. Well, probably once we get to Matherson's, the NC will put up a fight, right? So I can just farm a bit. I'm not gonna be here until the alert ends, so maybe I'll just hop over to Connery for a few minutes. See if I can get a few minutes of fragging in. Far more like scavenge in a barren wasteland. Yeah. Any fights? Hmm. Not looking remarkably better, but Nason's. Nason's looks kind of fun. Always up for a Nason's three-way. This guy wants a piece. Do Outfit Wars grab me enough to consider participating in the next one? I'd be playing in it right now. Actually, uh if I had the right group to play with. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for from an outfit right now, to be honest. It's definitely a little different looking for one as a someone who's kind of a creator versus someone who's just like a gamer, you know? Like I'm not sure if I want the same thing as a planet side streamer as I would as a non-streamer. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want. But yeah, I would definitely play with the right opportunity. Could just shop around. Yeah, I suppose. Do you think that if I shopped around a bit and I left outfits, people would feel bad? That's where I feel a little reticent to be kind of transactional about it. I should not pick a fight with that guy from that distance. Maybe I'm treating it too seriously. Probably am, come to think of it. That guy is in full HD. I'll understand if you let him know up front. Even then, probably not a big deal. Sounds wise. All right, last life. Let's try to make it a good one. Treat it like a soft outfit spotlight or something. Hey, that's a possibility. All right. I promise it was my last life. Okay, well, we're going to try this Colin thing a bit more. And yeah. I'll be back on Monday. Of course, I'll probably be streaming Planet Side a little bit over the weekend. Or maybe not. I probably won't try to fight against the Outfit Wars casts going on. Maybe on Sunday. I don't know. Whatever the case, this has been fun. Let's see if there's any good friends around to host. Nobody who I know. Okay. We'll just call it here. Good night, Araxis. Catch you next time.